What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jmac, and today we are back with another one. We in the interrogation room when an interrogation goes wrong. And if you're new here, I need you to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're always in tune when I drop a new video. Without further ado, let's just get into the video.
Okay.
What did you do in that 7 minutes?
What did I do in that 7 minutes? I leaned over my soon-to-be husband's body.
You f***ing shot him. That's what you did.
Nigga say you did it.
You shot him.
Michael Burnside was born November 20th, 1979 in San Antonio, Texas. After attending Lake Highlands High School in Dallas, Michael graduated from Stephen F. Austin University with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Communications.
Good degree.
During college, he worked as a volunteer firefighter for the Appleby Fire Department. His colleagues referred to him as kind, courageous, and the first one in the truck when the station alarms went off. At that time, he co-founded his company, Inertia LLC, which was an energy conservation company that renovated regular homes into energy-efficient ones. Michael enjoyed hunting, fishing, and spending time with his family and many friends. His family and friends described him as a lover of life, good-natured, and one that was always a joy to be around.
They always do that,
He fell in love with
though.
Olivia Lord in the summer of 2009, and things between them turned serious quickly. Lord was 33 years old and worked as a loan officer for a mortgage company. The way Lord described it, she and Michael were deeply in love and had been talking about marriage. Although she had her own apartment, she was planning to move in with him as soon as he finished remodeling the home. On May 9th,
That's an ugly ass house. That is an ugly ass ranch style house right there. Pretty ugly.
2010, Michael, Olivia, and Michael's longtime best friend Brian Jaff were having some drinks at Michael's home in North Dallas. An argument ensued between Michael and Olivia after Michael and Brian were planning a bachelor party in Vegas for their friend Jordan. Olivia got upset after telling Michael she didn't want him to go because she knew what kind of things happened at those parties. Olivia then stormed off into the bathroom as Brian decided it was a good time to leave to let them work things out. At around 12:31 a.m.,
For going to a party, dude?
a gunshot was heard. Officers arrived on the scene sometime around 12:41 a.m. One of the men that arrived was Detective Dwayne Thompson. Dwayne, standing at 6'2", was described as a charismatic man with a powerful, deep voice. Raised in Ohio, Thompson spent 5 years in the Army, and after being honorably discharged in 1991, he joined the Dallas Police Force. He first worked in patrol and then spent 10 years as a detective in the Robbery and Property Crimes Division before being promoted to homicide. In 2008, he was featured on the reality series The First 48, which premiered on A&E. One of the episodes he featured in received over 2 million views and was the show's most-watched episode at that time, where he solved the case without ever
I don't know. Now let me stop.
discovering a body. He was so compelling in front of the camera that the producers believed he looked like a television actor playing a detective.
That's all I'm
When
about to
Thompson
say.
arrived, he noticed the smell of chemical products on both Olivia and Brian. He proceeded to ask them questions about the incident and then told them they would have to be taken in for additional questioning.
Okay. I need for you to take me through this evening, okay? Step by step, so we can kind of figure out what happened. All right? I've already talked to Brian, and he's gone. Take me through this.
He said, I already talked to Brian and he's gone.
Well, we had a normal day. We went, we drank,
I'm sorry.
we did drink. We went, he washed my car for me. Brian came over to help him install the dishwasher and some of the other appliances. And they started talking about We got in such a stupid fight.
They started talking about what, man?
We got in such a stupid fight.
Okay, ma'am, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
You said you started talking about what?
They were talking about a birthday party.
Okay.
My birthday just passed in March, and it wasn't the best event.
She's about to fold. He got her right where he wants her ass. She about to fold like a motherfucker.
And they were talking about Jordan's birthday party, and it kind of upset me. And when Brian left, Mike and I got in a little argument about it.
So,
Olivia has just stated her narrative on the series of events that transpired before the shooting. She claims they were intoxicatedly arguing because she was upset that Michael and Brian were planning a birthday party for their friend Jordan. She states she was upset that she didn't get anything for her birthday about a month prior because Michael told her he was low on money.
tell me. Okay, then take me from the time.
That was also the alcohol that probably infused that into her head, or maybe it's something that been on her chest, but you know, you have a little bit too much, shit start to come out.
Time that Brian left. Brian left.
Probably literally
I can't understand.
5 minutes, 10 minutes from the time he left. I was in the bathroom.
You and him were in the bathroom?
No, I was in the bathroom taking my makeup off and getting ready to go to bed. And he continued the argument. And
Well,
then
explain your argument. I mean, what was he arguing about? I mean, what was he saying?
that he didn't have money for my birthday and that he owed taxes and he was stressed out. It's so stupid. He was stressed out about taxes that he owed and mortgage and stupid, just a really stupid argument.
Yeah, now it's stupid.
He left the room and then I heard like what I thought was glass shatter really loud. And I had the water running, so it's kind of a faint. And I went into the kitchen, and he was on the floor, and there was blood. I didn't notice it was a lot of blood, and I saw glass on the floor. And so I went down next to him and I said, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then I saw a lot of blood. A lot of blood.
She blacked out and clapped him. That's what happened. And she probably came back into consciousness after, you know, sometimes when you black out, you do black out, but yeah, it feels like she got real upset and just went to the extreme based on what she's saying. Shit.
Notice her emotional reaction to recalling what she saw. She appears to be trying to hold back bursting into tears because she's having a hard time recalling the moment when she saw Michael's body.
Oh God, this is not happening. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm really upset.
Let's back up to.
This is what the cops are like. You see how aggressive he was in the beginning. Now it's like, it's okay, it's this, it's that.
Just a little bit, okay?
Okay.
So, okay. And what I'm saying to you is, he was shot.
Yo, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell, man. Come on, we rocking together, man.
At 12:31 a.m. Can we both agree on that?
Probably. Yes, we can agree because
Okay. You didn't call 911 until 12:38.
Okay.
7 minutes later.
Okay.
What did you?
This assertion was the detective's leading piece of evidence against Olivia. After car logs were obtained from her cell phone records, it was proven that she had called Brian less than a minute after witnesses heard a gunshot. She then called the police about a minute and 20 seconds later. The detective purposely framed the 7-minute break by having her agree that she heard the gunshot around 12:31 while knowing she made the call to the police at 12:38, therefore forcing Olivia to explain a time gap that never existed in hopes to get her to confess. This is a tactic used by detectives where they misstate the time of a certain event in order to set up a timeline that requires the suspect to clarify, and perhaps lock themselves into a new alibi. This, however, proves to be ineffective, so Detective Thompson decides to take it one step further.
Okay.
What did you do in that 7 minutes?
What did I do in that 7 minutes? I leaned over my soon-to-be husband's body.
You f***ing shot him. That's what you did.
You did it.
You shot him.
A full 8 seconds transpired since the accusation, and Olivia's facial reaction is that of someone in utter disbelief. Her mouth widens while her hands freeze mid-expression. Someone truly guilty would have been aware that they were a suspect and have been psychologically preparing for this accusation and how to appear innocent when confronted. They would not react in the matter of awe and disbelief because they know they did it, hence the reason they are being interrogated.
True.
Most guilty suspects would instead be focusing on how to falsely prove they had nothing to do with the crime and wouldn't be focused on their reaction to the accusation. Guilty suspects will almost always skip the denial stage.
I did not shoot my fiance.
You shot him.
Build a business that can scale beyond you. Make a playbook and train your team with Trainual.
You shot him.
This is happening.
Yes, this is happening.
I did not.
You shot
shoot
him. Yes, you did.
No,
Yes,
I
you
did
did.
not.
Yes, you did.
Hang on, them detectives be a little bit aggressive too. You know, especially in a slow city. Nothing going on. They be thirsty to throw a murder on somebody sometimes. You gotta be careful. Even if you match a description, shit get real.
No, I did not.
This man made all. I didn't know what happened in there.
I don't know what happened.
You know what happened.
I don't
You
know
know
what
what
I
happened.
do not know what
You
happened.
know what happened in there, Olivia.
I don't
You know what happened in there.
He probably
Olivia.
gonna slap a
Olivia,
cup
you know
off the
what
table or
happened.
something.
Olivia, you know what happened there, because this, you know, and I know that this don't make sense.
It doesn't
This don't make
I know
sense.
it doesn't make
Then goddamn it, tell me the truth.
I
You know what happened in there.
Slap
This
the
don't
cup off
add
the
up.
table.
It
I
don't add
don't
up.
know what you're
Okay,
asking
I
of
need
me.
you-
I don't know.
I need for you to be truthful with me about what happened.
I am being truthful.
Can't front. She doesn't look like she's lying. Maybe it was Brian. He was the other person mentioned the location at the time or around the time of the actual incident, right? Brian's the friend, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, that's
How do you
actually
go
happened.
from having a bullshit argument to suicide?
I don't know.
Olivia, you should have a serious problem with
I
that.
have a problem with it. I do have a problem
We're
with
arguing
it.
about a goddamn birthday party. You say you were down there doing this first aid morning shit.
I didn't say I was doing
Or
first
suicide,
aid. I
yeah.
said
Did you not
said
know
he
that
was
he
stressed
still
out.
breathing?
I think.
Did you not know that he was still breathing?
Yes, he was still alive.
So don't you think that was kind of fucked up
I
for
don't
7
know.
minutes?
What are you
For seven,
doing?
I'm asking
What
you.
are you doing
I'm
when
asking
something
you.
like that
What I'm
happens?
saying to
I
you
don't
is you
know.
think it took you 7 minutes.
It wasn't her.
took you 7
It wasn't her.
minutes.
I don't think so.
It took you 7 minutes, and you don't think that 7 minutes was critical? You don't think that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay.
I don't know the
Could that not have been a
answer.
mistake?
I don't know.
Could that have been a
Please
mistake?
don't put that on me.
I'm asking you, ma'am. I'm just telling you the facts. This is what I know. What I know is this. He had done. What could his buddy have done?
I don't know.
You shot him. You shot him. Yes, you did. You shot him.
Sir!
Look, you know, Olivia, this is getting old. I'm ready for you to just tell me what happened in there tonight. What happened?
That reaction is ridiculously genuine. I don't think she has anything to do with it. He probably just was stressed out and just said, fuck it.
I told you.
Just tell me what
I
happened.
told you what happened, and that is exactly what happened.
So this is how it's gonna be.
There's no other way for me to tell you.
So when you leave here, and you will leave here tonight, you will. You'll walk out the door and go wherever it is that you're gonna go. You will. That's gonna happen. And we may never see each other ever again. But one thing that you will not be able to say, no, you
All
listen.
I wanted to
One thing that you will not be able to say.
This is why sometimes you need a lawyer present because they'll try to paint a picture based on sometimes there's like evidence and it's a scenario and a picture might look a certain way, but it doesn't actually necessarily means that's what happened or what didn't happen. So he's trying to put her as the killer. Shit, he probably committed suicide, man. Or if Brian did it. She said Brian, but she called Brian a minute after, so he probably just committed suicide, man. Shit. Fuck.
You will not be able to say that I have not asked you.
Sir.
No.
You can
I got
say,
to finish what I.
take
No, I have to
my
finish.
clothes, whatever you need.
I have to finish what I'm going to say here, please. You will not be able to say that I have not said one thing to you tonight.
Why are you?
Let me finish, please.
Why are you doing
Let
this?
me finish. Why won't you let me finish? Would you shut up and let me finish? You will not be able to say that I have not asked you one question tonight that has not been a legitimate question. Because I'm going to tell his family everything that I know. That their son was not suicidal. They knew that their son was successful. They knew that their son had all the reasons in the world to live,
Yes.
with or without you. With or without you. That was his house, not yours. You know, right? It was his house. You can ready to move in with
We
it.
were building.
It was his house, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is, Olivia, he didn't need you. Did he? Did he need you?
We were in love.
Did he need you?
I don't know how to answer that.
I can answer it. He didn't need you.
Okay.
He didn't.
That's your opinion.
No, it's not my opinion. It's what I've discovered, Olivia. I
Damn.
talked to his best buddy who was his friend for 15 years.
Okay, just because somebody makes a lot of money doesn't.
That's
mean
not what
they
I'm saying to
need
you.
it.
What I'm saying to you is you all were not a couple who had invested together in what he had already achieved.
That necessarily doesn't make a man love you more or not. Just because you wasn't invested together, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can be successful then meet somebody. It doesn't play. That's a stupid ass analogy right there.
Were you a part of his company?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Is your name on his mortgage?
No.
Okay. So what I'm saying is you didn't live there. You might have spent the night, but regardless whether you were in the
We
picture,
were building that house.
all I'm suggesting, ma'am, is whether or not you left or whatever, his business was going to continue, correct?
Correct.
And he was still going to pay his mortgage, right? So you were not a financial partner. You were just a female, right?
You
Right?
know what? I think this. I'm done.
You done? You done?
I'm done.
I'm not done.
Well.
I'm not done.
Okay.
You think you run this?
No.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I don't think I'm.
Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are?
I think I'm a person who just lost their boyfriend.
And I think you're a person whose behavior tonight doesn't add up. That's what I believe.
Well,
And I'm not going to be the only.
This clown's yo, man, he's a clown. Word. At this point, man, you ain't got nothing, let the girl go, man. God damn. Man, you thirsty, man. God damn. Did they even do, like, ballistics? Did they even see if, like, the wound is self-inflicted? God damn, dog, it just happened.
Only one of these questions is to get to a point where knowing this man, the way that you knew him, starting from the inappropriateness of my questions to the other end, was he someone, in your opinion, who would have committed suicide? Yes or no?
he was not suicidal. no.
Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you, Olivia.
The detective just asked someone who he believed was the murder suspect if Michael Burnside was someone that appeared to be suicidal. Olivia maintains eye contact and answers no. Imagine you are someone that just murdered your partner and you knew that the narrative you can blame their death on was suicide. You would most likely answer with some sort of supporting claim that would help prove it was a suicide, considering that was the way to prove your innocence.
It's like pulling teeth with you.
I'm just saying.
Well, I'm saying,
I don't know
I
what type of behavior would be I don't know if people are vocal. I don't know. You're asking me a question that I don't know. All I'm telling you is that he loved life, and we lived our life together.
This is a no-nonsense message from 3. 3 is insurance for small business.
He loved
And
like,
I know that
he
I
loved
know
like
his
he loved like
stresses.
he loved like that much that
We loved our life together. But I
within
can tell
minutes,
you,
within minutes of him leaving the bathroom, where you all were discussing this fucking birthday party, he loved life so much from leaving the bathroom where you were discussing.
The detective's narrative throughout this investigation has been based on the fact that Burnside killed himself because of an argument that transpired. What the detective fails to understand is suicide victims overwhelmingly tend to commit suicide over multiple dilemmas, not just one minor
Not just
argument
one,
as the
right.
detective himself called it. Thompson's argument is flawed by his own narrative, yet Olivia remains the primary suspect in this investigation.
His birthday party, he says, you know what?
that's not what happened.
Fuck the fact that I love life. Fuck the fact that I love my girl and that we're planning a life together. Screw all that. Screw the fact that I got this business where I'm pulling down every now and then 70 grand a week. Screw that. You know what?
If they don't convict her, they need to fire this clown for real. And any convictions he actually has, they need to like double check them shits out, cause he just thirsty. Like he trying to meet a quote or something.
I think I'm gonna fucking shoot myself.
I don't know the answer for you. I know.
Well,
I don't know the answer. I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's all right. Hey, there comes a point where we as detectives, we get to a point where we say, well, you know, I've done everything in my power to reason with you, and it's on you now. But we're gonna take your clothes,
Okay.
Good.
and
If she's innocent, that's the best thing they could have said.
Okay.
And this whole thing has been recorded.
Okay.
And you said that you were not in the room when he shot himself.
That's correct.
So there should be no
gunpowder,
residue
right.
on your clothes at all.
That's
Innocent.
correct.
All right.
There you go.
If there is, I'm gonna charge you with murder. I just want you to know that right now. When those tests come back, if there's gunshot residue on your hands, and you said throughout this recording that you didn't touch the gun, I asked you those questions for a reason.
Okay.
And if you do, I'm gonna charge you with murder. That's exactly what I'm doing. I want you to know that.
I would have been like,
You
if
know
what
that
if
I've
there's no
given you an
gunpowder,
opportunity to tell me if
motherfucker?
it went wrong tonight or if anything happened. Hey, shit happens all the time with couples. They get in arguments and fights and all kinds of bullshit, and it's justifiable homicide. There's all kinds of stuff that happens. It happens every day. It happens every day. I worked a case about a week ago where this guy shot his daughter's boyfriend and killed him. You know, because the boyfriend was doing things. It happens every day.
What you just heard was the last step of the Reed technique, which is called minimization. Homicide detectives typically use this technique to make the suspect feel understood by normalizing their actions as if they were justifiable, often by referring to other crimes.
But I need for you to know what I'm gonna do. If your clothes come back with gunshot residue,
I understand.
or your
You can
hands,
have my clothes.
I'm gonna charge you with murder.
You can have my clothes.
I just want you to know that.
I understand.
I want you to
what you're
prepare
saying.
yourself, and I want you to think about that.
I understand.
I want you to think about
The way he's talking, right? He wants a confession, but he thinks he got her so good. And I've never seen this shit either, but I can just tell he thinks he got her so good, and she's really probably innocent.
that if there's something that you're hiding and that you got deep down inside of you, you can keep it, you can hold on to it, but I need for you to know my intentions.
I understand.
That's right, because you know what? I may never know the truth. Your clothes could come back with nothing on them.
I understand.
Your hands could come back with nothing on them. And you might move on and marry some other guy and have family and life, and this shit will go far behind you, and we'll go our own separate ways.
We're gonna go
But all I'm
back.
saying to you is there's two options here. There's two options. And the one option is if I discover anything that substantiates what I believe, I'm gonna charge you with murder.
I understand.
Because I do believe you killed him. I believe that with all my heart. I believe that. I do. Because you have not provided me with one reasonable explanation for your, give you a gown to put on. And I don't apologize for my conduct. I don't. Because I owe it to Michael.
understand.
I owe it to Michael,
Yes, you
and I
do.
owe it to Michael's family
I
to
understand.
do my job.
I understand.
Regardless whether you think it's appropriate or not, I don't care. But I owe it to Michael and his family to do my job. And my job is to inquire. That's what we get paid to do, inquire. We don't get paid to sit on our ass and bullshit.
You're not inquiring, clown. You're definitely not inquiring.
We get paid to say, okay, based on what we have in front of us, is it a problem? If it's a problem, why is it a problem? I haven't lied to you. I've told you what I got. I've told you what the problem is. I've fucking showed it to you. You gotta live with that. You do.
Yeah, what's the conviction rate in Ohio? Anybody knows? This look like a state case. It's definitely not no federal shit. Somebody post that in the comment section for me, please.
Not me. You gotta live with that. I don't know why you did what you did. I don't know. I don't know why you did it. But you know one thing? I've said some things to you tonight, and I hope to God you think about it tonight. I hope to God you think about it tomorrow. And I don't give a how many people you line up. You can line 50 people up in a row. And every one of them are gonna tell you, why the fuck did she do that? They are. You will not have one that'll say, well, I would have done that.
I understand.
I would have done that. I would have called a guy too who didn't have no medical history, and then after he didn't pick up the phone, I would have said, okay, I'll just won't call nobody for 7 minutes. I won't call nobody for 7 minutes, and I'll around and do whatever I do, and then 7 minutes later I'll call 911.
And he keep talking about the 7-minute gap. It was only really a 2-minute gap, but he's using that like their strategy, and that's the only evidence he actually has. It looks like right now, just I don't know what the outcome is, but it's baloney, man.
You just want some tennis lessons. But it's not that easy.
Michael's funeral was held on May 14th, 5 days after the shooting. Olivia attended the funeral alongside some friends and family. Michael's family and friends were also present and had spoken to Detective Thompson about what he thought about the case. Thompson told them that he was unequivocally sure that Olivia shot Michael. He said, in quotes, "I'm willing to put my career on the line that she killed him." Michael's parents did not invite Olivia to the reception purposely and remained distant from her until approximately a week later when Olivia called the
All
Burnsides.
because of a cop.
She asked them if she can retrieve some of her belongings from Michael's home. Michael's father let her in, and when she tried to tell him she had not murdered his son, he cut her off. He said, in quotes, "Why did you wait 7 minutes before calling 911? Why did you let my son bleed to death on his own kitchen floor? I hope you die in jail and burn in hell." Michael's family and friends believed that in the heat of the argument between them, she had taken his pistol, slipped up behind him, and pulled the trigger. However, there was still not enough incriminating evidence to arrest Olivia for the murder of Michael. On June 5th, Detective Thompson received a call from Michael's father. He had been told by his son's next-door neighbor that a neighbor who lived across the street, an attorney named Sheeta Rastegar, had information that linked Olivia to the killing. Thompson drove to Sheeta's house, and the lawyer was reluctant to open the door. Finally, after Thompson barked at him, he stepped into the front porch and told a flabbergasting story. According to Thompson, Sheeta said he had been in bed during the early morning hours of May 9th when he heard screaming in Michael's front yard. It was Olivia. Sheeta ran outside and asked her what happened, and she fell to her knees and said it was an accident, and that she didn't mean to shoot him. A team of U.S. Marshals found Olivia at her father's home in Palmdale, about an hour north of Los Angeles. She was held in custody for 9 days. She appeared to be so despondent that a jailer thought she needed to be put on suicide watch. For Detective Thompson, there was no question about it. Olivia had been on the run, and Thompson was ready to go to trial. Olivia's parents hired attorney Joe Sheeran, and they got Olivia out on bail. In August, 3 months after the shooting, Sheeran requested an examining trial. Thompson testified that Lord had a little blood on her hands and that she smelled of a cleaning solution, which led him to believe that she had washed her hands. When Rastegar, the lawyer who told the police Olivia confessed to him, was called up to the stand, he was questioned by Sheeran. Rastegar initially seemed to confirm what he had supposedly told Thompson and Lundberg on the porch. He said when he came up to Olivia in the yard, she fell to her knees and said something to the effect of, "He's dying." I got the impression she was trying to tell me it was accidental, that she didn't mean to do it.
got the impression. So, see, sometimes people get the impression on things and just say anything. That's something. Post that on your Facebook if you made it this far in the video today, man. Sometimes people get an impression and say anything.
As the interview continued, however, Rastiger said that he wasn't certain what he had heard. I don't remember the exact words that were used. I'm not even sure the word accident was used.
Wow.
When Olivia took the stand, she was emotional.
And those little key details, right, with probable cause enough to even put cuffs on. So she ain't make bail. I'm just guessing. Maybe it was, what, 2 years before the trial started, a year and a half. She would have had to sit in jail for all that time. And shit, I've beaten 2 cases in my life. And luckily I made bail on one. The other one I had to sit. But this is what you go through. Like, it's not because you can't make bail. You might be a flight risk. So type of complications. And look at this shit. He had the impression she was trying to. What the fuck? Because she's on her knee because her husband got killed? Or killed himself?
She was asked about the cleaning products scattered on the kitchen floor. Olivia explained that Michael had taken them out from underneath the sink when he was trying to install the dishwasher. If the detectives thought they had noticed the smell of chemicals on her, it must have come from the paint thinner and the floor stripper that she and Michael had been using that day, considering they were remodeling the home. On May 11, 2011, in the case of Texas versus Lord, the grand jury returned a no bill. When Sharon turned towards her, she thanked him for all he had done for her, but then she said something else. Who cares? Thompson has still destroyed my life, and he's still out there working cases. I want him held accountable. I want him brought down.
Facts.
Olivia hired Don Tittle, a high-profile Dallas lawyer who specializes in civil rights litigation, to file a lawsuit against Thompson, which he did in late 2011. The lawsuit claimed that Thompson had violated Olivia's civil rights by engaging in malicious prosecution in
fuck
particular,
outta here.
and that he had intentionally misrepresented the facts about Michael's shooting and omitted significant exculpatory information that would have proved Olivia innocent.
Yo, to all you detectives thirsty for a case, if you can't fucking get a case with substantial evidence, let it go, man. What's wrong with you, man? Thirsty boy, woman, whatever you are. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Because if y'all had enough cases with substantial evidence, you wouldn't be pushing a fucking verdict on somebody that is probably innocent.
Of any wrongdoing. The trial finally began in a federal courtroom in downtown Dallas in January 2012, nearly 4 years after the shooting. U.S. District Judge Barbara Lynn gavelled the court to order. Olivia took the stand and was overcome with emotion as she described her love for Michael. She called Thompson's interrogation of her a mental rape and characterized her days in jail as torture. The jurors returned a unanimous verdict in favor of Olivia, and the city had to pay her $1.2 million. The day after the verdict, Detective Thompson was placed on desk duty. Most of Thompson's fellow officers assumed it would only be a matter of time before he was fired, and perhaps even indicted.
Man. Disgrace, man. Let me know what y'all think about this one, man. It's your boy Jmac. Hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, leave some comments. I need your opinion on this one. And I'll see you at the next video. And if there's anything else you want me to look at, an interrogation, I don't give a what it is. Just hit your boy up in the comments, and I'll be sure to check it out. And if it's worth it, I'm going to do a reaction to it. Till next time, peace.